guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to talk about how I cope with my autism. As you can see, there is no one else around me up here on the top deck, so I thought I'd talk about this as an autistic woman, as someone who's been officially diagnosed. And this topic was brought up by my best friend yesterday. She asked me a question about how I deal with my autism, so I thought I'd discuss it on another bus journey with Gemma, so you can see me on the public bus and hear all the noises. And this is a everyday experience for me. I'm either on the bus or tube or train or taxis or walking, so it depends where I am and what I'm doing. But I want to talk about this topic because it's important and not a topic that I really discuss or let people close to me really know about. So as for someone who's on the autistic spectrum, I deal with the best way that I know how to. I talk about it from a sensory perspective, a acceptance perspective, rather than the awareness perspective. But again, for me, coping with my autism is a multifaceted thing, because there's the sensory element, there's the environmental element to it, there's also the online element to my autism as well. So again, it can be something that is multifaceted and can take many forms of how I cope with my autism and how I surround myself with people and how I pre-plan, pre-schedule, pre-script what I'm doing, where I'm going at any one time, and make sure that I'm going to be safe in that environment or with that person or with them people, because I have to make sure that I'm safe and that my sensory issues aren't to get out of hand, that I don't have too much heightened anxiety or heightened emotions. It can be really hard to go out on an everyday basis just to do what I'm doing now, showing you that I'm on the bus, riding the bus back home. And it is hard because again, it depends on travel, depends on motion, depends on the feeling that I'm experiencing during that day and how I see the world. So coping with my autism is multifaceted. There's the emotions, there's the physical feeling, there's the mental feeling, and then you have the feelings that are in my head that are trapped that I can't get out. So again, it can be really difficult not knowing how to process it, how to deal with it, how to speak about it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you I am actually on the bus. You can actually see. I want to try and get so you can actually see me properly. There we go. But yeah, it's a multifaceted thing for someone on the autistic spectrum who has heightened emotions, heightened feelings, is constantly have to check their plans, and whether that's visual schedules or whether it's written down schedules or telephone calls or text messages or emails to let us know what we're doing, when we're doing it. So it can be very frustrating if we get a change of schedule, change of routine, or we have to go to a meeting that we're not expected to be going to. So again, my autism is a multifaceted thing. I'm quite lucky that my routine is quite rigid and is quite structured. It's always usually fairly the same people, the same events, the same routine, the same foods, the same company. I'm lucky that I'm able to do that as someone who's on the autistic spectrum myself. And I think that helps to lower my sensory issues and my heightened anxiety and sometimes my depressive feelings. But yeah, as you can see, I am on the bus, so I apologise. I'm trying to keep this as still as I can, but we are travelling up the hill. But I want to talk about this as I felt it was important to discuss and bring to your attention. And being on the bus is a heightened thing for me. It's a sensory overwhelm. It can be quite triggering, especially with my anxiety as well. But I want to talk about this as someone from an autistic perspective and show you that I am in my uncomfortable zone. I am on a public bus. I am vlogging to show you my thoughts and feelings and opinions, and someone who has been out all weekend, been busy, seeing my local Elvis tribute, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Went to my friend's birthday party, had a blast at that. And then she asked me about how do I cope with being outside in public around people, and it can be quite hard because you have smells, you have washing powder, you have colognes, you have perfumes, you have people's footsteps, you have people's voices, you have people's children being around you, and it can be quite overwhelming, quite anxiety-provoking, not knowing what to do or how to get out of that situation. So for me, it's an overwhelming process of all three things: emotions, heightened feelings, sensory environment, unsuitable environments that are really hard to dictate and to control. I have no control of what I'm doing or what I say or how I feel, and it can be really upsetting and overwhelming to the point where I don't have much emotions left or much capability of being able to self-control myself and being able to show you what it's like to be on an everyday basis. Again, I will apologise, I am on the public bus, but I want to come upstairs on the double-decker bus and talk about this subject. It's something that's been brought up to my attention a couple of times. I'm due to get off the bus very shortly, but I want to give you a vlog and talk about this subject in depth and give you my honest perspective feedback. I think it's something that not a lot of people are often asked or wanting to talk about. As an autistic woman, I felt it was important to give you an honest answer and talk about my sensory feelings and how I have heightened anxiety. As you can see, I am quite heightened right now, and I'm about to press the bell to get off the bus. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed hearing my perspective on this, and I'll see you soon, guys.